What's up, everyone? It's Q from Retro Q Gaming, and I'm back with some good news for all you amazing game fans out there. So, if you remember, about a week ago, give or take, there was an interview with Jurgen Post, the Chief Operations Officer of Sega of Europe. So basically, he's in charge of Sega of Europe. So he's a pretty big deal. So if anyone's going to know something that's going on, it's going to be him. So the guys at Rock Paper Shotgun had an interview with him, and he basically brought up on his own volition that when it comes to old Sega IPs and remakes and remasters and all that, that he specifically name dropped Shenmue. So that's promising to know that they're actually doing that. And in a new interview with MCV and Jurgen Post, he's actually brought it up again in a different way. So what he said this time, at least anyway, was that originally the publisher Sega, they talked to fans and all back in May, and they were trying to find a way to return to the old, or they were trying to find a way to bring all the classic Dreamcast games, Shenmue 1 and 2, back to the current consoles in some way, shape, or form. So there has been kind of rumors about these that say they've been done for a while and they were just holding on for a better release time to get better coverage and all, and that's a good time to do it now, because with the upcoming Shenmue 3, it's obviously going to drum up a shitload of attention. And as well, there was a rumor that they've been done for a while, but they were hindered by licensing agreements. So, like, you've got the Coca-Cola machines in the Japanese version of the game. You've got the Timex watches. There's, I think it's Casio cassette players, things like that. So, you know, there is licensing issues and all in there, if this is all to be believed. But in the interview with MCV and Jurgen Post right now, it's looking even more promising that they're basically saying it's coming soon without saying it's coming soon. So here's what Jurgen Post had to say anyway to MCV about the whole Shenmue 1 and 2 remake slash remaster. So there's definitely a desire to go back to our classic games. Even online, people are constantly talking about products they would like to see come back, and Shenmue 1 and 2 are probably in the top two places. We are looking into it. It is an old IP, it is a beloved IP, and not just by consumers, but also within Sega. We have people saying that if we could do Shenmue 1 and 2 all over again, we'd definitely go for it. The issue is that it is a big game, it is a project from many years ago. If we are to do it, we'd want to do a fantastic conversion to the current platforms, and there are a lot of licenses in game which were cleared away many years ago. So we need to renegotiate those contracts. We are looking into it. We haven't given it a green light yet, but it has our full attention. So I mean, when I hear this first off, this lends credence to what I said in my original video, which I'll have linked in the description below, regarding the interview last week where I talked about the alleged rumors that it was complete and that licensing issues were holding it up, or possibly holding it up. So this does lend credence to that, because he straight out says there. Let me find this exact quote here again. And there are a lot of licenses in the game which were cleared many years ago, so we will need to renegotiate those contracts. So he says it right there in the interview. So I think, I mean, at this point, with the massive media attention around Shenmue 3, both from when it was announced as the Kickstarter at E3 and just everything up until its release, what is supposedly December 2017, it's definitely a big way to get coverage. So Shenmue 1 and 2 are in the spotlight, especially within the last week. 2 articles from the head of Sega Europe in the space of a week about the same thing. They know what they're doing at this point, I think, and it's killing me that they're teasing so much. It's horrible, and it's horrible and brilliant at the same time. But that comes back to Why, Sega? Why? Hurry up! Get these negotiations underway. Get these contracts done. Because if this all is true, and the fact that it has their full attention. Now, one thing that he does say here as well is that, I'll give it another quote: "We haven't given it a green light, but it has our full attention." Now, that could be interpreted a few different ways. That could be interpreted as the remaster, the remake, or whatever is complete, but they haven't given the green light to put it out. It could be that the idea is there, but none of the work was underway, and they haven't given it the green light to start all the actual work on it. But if this is to be believed, the fact that they're saying it has their full attention, if it is true, it means that they know that this needs to happen, and if it needs to happen, it needs to happen within the next year and a bit. Like, let's see, it's the 1st of September right now. Shenmue 3 is supposed to release, pending delays of course, in December 2017. So they have 13, 14, 15 months. They've got 15 months to put this out. We'll call it 14 months, because that will give people time to finish both games and be ready for Shenmue 3 without getting a proper burnout, like just of playing through three Shenmue games just in a row, because that would be a significant undertaking. So this is promising for me, and it lends even more credit and credence to the possibility of them gearing up for the announcement. Like I touched on last week. I didn't tip it off or anything, but that I touched on last week. And just, it's definitely something that is a huge boon to gamers all around, on any console, on any platform. I do hope, even though Shenmue 3 is supposedly only PS4 and PC, if they do make a Shenmue HD collection, I hope the Xbox players get to play it as well. I hope it comes out on all 3 platforms. You could arguably say 4 if the Nintendo NX pans out. So, just because that way more players get to experience it. And sure, they might not get to go straight to Shenmue 3 on their preferred platform of choice, but it's never a bad thing to have games like this, games of this quality and caliber and critical acclaim of all these years. It's never a bad thing to get more people playing these games. Definitely not. And I still really hope that this happens, that this actually comes true. I know I played through Shenmue 1 and 2 recently. I finished 2 of them in like the space of a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. And it's just, I would do it again in a heartbeat on a HD collection. So Sega, the ball is in your court. Don't let us down. You're trying to win all your fans back by trying to revamp Sonic, trying to revamp your company with the way you're doing a lot of stuff. You're giving Atlus all their own autonomy to actually make games of Atlus quality without you mixing in your own Sega stuff. Make sure you do the right thing when it comes to Shenmue HD Collection as well. So let me know all the comments in the comment section below, what you think about the whole Shenmue HD collection and the slow burn build up that we're getting. Do you think it's going to be soon? Do you think we'll see an announcement at Tokyo Game Show? Do you think there's so much, E3 next year could happen. There's so many other events in between now and then too. But let me know all that in the comment section below anyway. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You can follow me on Twitter, details in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the rest of the videos in my channel.